bipolar female. Black 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 bipolar female. I am not my hair, I am not my skin. I am a vessel of love and soul within. I am black bipolar female. I am black bipolar female. I am not my hair, I am not my skin. I am a vessel of love and soul within. I am black bipolar female. I am black bipolar female. Let me tell you where I've been, who I am, what I do, why I stand, how I live, what I think, what I love, what I am. Black bipolar female. Many questions you can ask, what I don't know I will pass. I will help you understand all the ups, all the downs, all the smiles, all the frowns, all the whys, all the hows. Walk the journey with me, the road is full of wows. We can learn together, we can grow forever. We can learn together, we can grow forever.
This is 11 questions. You do not have to have a diagnosis in order to participate. You speak, we listen, we learn. Number 1, please identify yourself. First name, race, gender, age. My name is Natasha. I'm Black, I'm female, and I'm 44 years old. Number 2, have you ever been diagnosed with a mental illness? If so, what was the diagnosis? Do you feel that it is accurate? I have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder type 1. That is the last official diagnosis I received. Throughout my life, I've received multiple diagnoses, but I agree with the type 1 bipolar diagnosis. Number 3, what have you struggled with the most when dealing with your mental health issues? The hardest thing for me was to accept the fact that I have bipolar disorder. I feel if I had accepted it earlier, I would have recovered a lot faster. And I'm still kind of in the process of accepting it. So that's the biggest struggle for me. Mainly because I really don't want to have a mental illness. I mean, no one does. But, so I'm always constantly trying to rationalize or remind myself that I'm not 100% healthy. And I need to take certain precautions and, live my life in a certain way so that I can maintain my mental health. Number 4. What has helped you the most to overcome your mental health issues? I think the thing that's helped me the most is my family. My parents are really supportive. And my family members don't really talk that much about the fact that I have bipolar disorder, but they also don't shun me or make me feel bad for having a mental illness. So it's kind of like them not saying anything much most of the time is good for my accepting of the illness, because it doesn't really seem like a really big deal to them. It doesn't change how they treat me. So, number 5, what coping mechanisms have you discovered? I think my biggest coping mechanism is just to sit somewhere or lie down and just try and get some rest. I'm constantly going or planning or working or, I have a lot going on. So when I just take the time to turn off the lights, sit down somewhere quiet or lay in bed, and just sort of try and relax my brain and relax my thoughts and clear my mind. That's the best coping mechanism I've discovered. Number 6, have you sought the help of a therapist or psychiatrist? How has it helped you? Yeah, I definitely have to see a psychiatrist because I take psych meds, so that's required. I do not have an official therapist. I don't really care for therapy. I don't really care for group therapy. I don't really care for support groups. Um, so I've kind of kept that out of my life as much as I possibly can. Like when I first came out of the hospital, it was required. You have to have a therapist and you have to have a psychiatrist. It's like they won't even let you out of the hospital unless you agree to see both of those people. So, for many years I had to see both, and I always found that the most helpful thing to me was really to speak to my psychiatrist, honestly, and clearly and forthright. So, a psychiatrist is really just a therapist who can prescribe psych meds. So I just prefer to speak to my psychiatrist as if they're my therapist. And then, it all works out when it comes to trying to figure out if I should change my meds or if there's any other changes I need to make to improve my health. Number 7, have you ever or are you currently taking any medications? Do you have any side effects? How do you cope with them? I take 3 different medications. I try not to get into the specifics of them, but I can say that the drugs that I've been on for quite a long time, and I'm able to maintain my health pretty well on them. The biggest side effect for me is actually just being really tired. I know some people are like, well, you do a lot of stuff, so you're going to be tired. But I can actually feel the difference between me just being regular tired and me being tired because of the medication. It sort of feels like this really heavy drowsiness that like I can almost not get out of. I fight it and I try and stay awake, but it's just like a really heaviness over me, over my brain, over my body, and it really hinders me. Sometimes I can't get up early in the morning when it happens. Sometimes I just have to like rest and take a nap in the middle of the day, and I really have no control over it. I don't know when it's going to happen or how long it's going to last. So that's one of my biggest side effects. And another side effect, which I feel like comes with every psych med, is gaining weight. I don't feel like I would be the weight that I am if I never had to take psych meds. I just have been on meds that increase your appetite, slow your metabolism, make it hard for you to lose weight once you have the weight on. So it's just been a really long struggle with the psych meds and my weight and my appetite and stress. I don't have the best eating habits, so that combined with the medication really puts a lot of weight on me. But luckily, I haven't been gaining a lot of weight lately. For the past couple of years, I've been relatively the same size. I did gain some COVID weight, but not so much that I had to buy a whole new wardrobe. So I'm happy about that. But I just think I have to take the medication. It does help me. In spite of the side effects, I think, it's worth it to take them. Number 8, what advice do you have for people who are struggling right now with their mental health issues? My advice is that each new day is something different. It may be that the day that follows today is worse than today, but it's going to be different. And for me, that's enough. Just the fact that I don't have to live this exact same day over and over again, like some type of Groundhog Day, really gives me a bit of hope, because at some point you reach a day that is a good day, I think. If you keep going forward and hang in there, I think at some point you reach a good day, and or you reach an okay day, or you reach a not so bad day. But not every day is a horrible day. Maybe it's just like a bland day. But I like that each day feels different. Maybe that's part of my illness and my moods, but every day feels different. Do moods repeat? Sure, but each day I feel like things are going to change. And I like that things change, whether for the good or for the bad. I just want things to not be exactly the same all the time. Number 9, what do you wish you had known when you first began to battle your mental health issues? What I wish I had known was that it would be okay and I would get better. I wish someone told me about remission. I wish someone told me that I could finish school and get a job and write, and all my dreams could come true. What was told to me when I was first diagnosed was that this is your new normal. This is what you can't do anymore. This is what your life will look like from now on going forward. And I wish there was someone at the time who said, sure, that may be the case, but it could not be the case. Things could work out. Maybe you get on some medication that really helps you. You get back to the way you were. You get better than you used to be. But no one said anything like that. So in the time when I was really struggling, it was really hard to believe that for myself. So that sort of made my struggle a lot harder. So I guess I just want to say, things will change, things will be different, and things can improve, So don't believe that, every doctor who tells you that this is what's going to happen to you is telling you the truth. Doctors, therapists, psychiatrists, whoever, they're just people and they're just giving you their best guess. So, and they really don't know. No one can see the future. No one knows what's going to happen to you. So keep that in mind at all times. Number 10, are you currently healthy? How long have you been healthy? I feel like I'm healthy. I know I'm overweight. I have some, side effects from the meds and aches and pains and things like that. But I feel healthy, mentally healthy. I feel physically healthy, really. I can able to get around the way I want to get around. Just maybe a little slower than it used to be. But I feel good about where I am right now. And I felt good about how I am for a while now. So I just hope things continue along that path. And number 11, any final words or thoughts? Well, I just want to say I hope everyone figures out exactly how to maintain the best form of health for themselves. Health looks different for each person. I feel like health is like an inner feeling. It's not something that a doctor can tell you that you have, really. It's almost like a state of mind. Even though it's mental health and physical health, it's like this other thing, being healthy or feeling like you're healthy. It's something that you have to get into. to really feel it. So my final words or thoughts is that if you don't feel healthy, that's okay. But you can work to get into it in a way that is good for you. You don't have to have anyone tell you, like, you need to do X, Y, and Z in order to be healthy. You know, you have to eat this certain amount of food. You have to eat these types of food. You have to exercise at this time. You got to get up at this time in the morning. You know, all of that. If that makes sense to you, then great. That's what makes you healthy. But if you can't do any of that, like me, I still feel like I'm healthy, even though I can't, you know, fit into this bubble or into this box that other people say is healthy. Thank you. This is Natasha saying, stay strong, stay healthy, and know that you are loved.
We can learn together, we can grow forever. We can learn together, we can grow forever. I am not my hair, I am not my skin. I am a vessel of love and soul within. I am black bipolar female. I am black bipolar female. I am not my hair, I am not my skin. I am a vessel of love and soul within. I am black bipolar female. I am black bipolar female. Let me tell you where I've been, who I am, what I do, why I stand, how I live, what I think, what I love, what I am. Black bipolar female. Yes, man, many questions you can ask. What I don't know, I will pass. I will help you understand all the ups, all the downs, all the smiles, all the frowns, all the whys, all the hows. Walk the journey with me. The road is full of wows. We can learn together. We can grow forever. We can learn together. We can grow forever. Black bipolar female.